Okay, so a lot of people have been talking about the halving, and I want to raise that because the most important thing that people need to understand about the halving is that it marks another milestone in Bitcoin's programmatic monetary policy that is set in stone and completely transparent. Look at the US. Our broad money supply increases at about 7% annualized since the 1960s, diluting everyone's savings, everyone's chasing yields, and no one knows what the monetary policy is going to be in 4 years, much less 10 or 20. With Bitcoin, we know exactly what the supply will be. Everyone can verify it. And Bitcoin is disinflationary. So as of this halving, it's going to become harder than gold.
Right.
And with every halving, the American dream is getting cheaper in terms of Bitcoin. My dream home once cost like 600 Bitcoin, and then it was 100, and then 50, and now it's approaching single digits because Bitcoin will continue to reprice everything in the existing system. And it's giving a lot of young people hope that they will be able to provide for themselves and for their future descendants. With fiat, they can't do that anymore.
Well, you heard it here first. After this halving, Bitcoin becomes harder than gold. There are now 34 days, 3 hours, 15 minutes, and 50 seconds left until the Bitcoin halving. And many funds, institutions, bigger players are in a race to see who can own the most Bitcoin. If you don't know what the Bitcoin halving is, it's basically going to decrease the supply that is created for Bitcoin once again, and we have a whole video on that. As of right now, I want to talk about Bitcoin, and I don't have the webcam on for this video, but this is still going to be important. So let's talk about Bitcoin. Currently trading at 69,200, recently touched 73,000, which is its all-time high, and it is starting to get a slight retracement. Probably a lot of paper hands got shaken out on that move the other day down to 65,000. Now, there are signs of Bitcoin being in an accelerated cycle or experiencing an accelerated cycle due to how fast that it's moving and how fast that it's been moving. However, history still continues to repeat. Bitcoin broke out into a, in quotes, pre-halving rally right on schedule. And now Bitcoin is transitioning into its pre-halving retrace right on schedule. What are we talking about here? This orange zone is a pre-halving retrace that happens alongside Bitcoin every single time. Historically, it has had a halving. Historically, this would mean there's only 1 week left for any traditional downside before the pre-halving rally period begins, which is going to be the start of the momentum. As of right now, this hasn't even really begun. All that this has showed us is that Bitcoin is alive well and is doing good, and it's sitting strong. And now, once the halving begins, this is going to bring Bitcoin into a brand new trading range. In my opinion, we see 93,000 to 101,000 within a couple of months after the halving, which is in April. So that's something to note. That is something to pay attention to. Okay, this pre-halving retrace. What is this? How low is it going to go? This pre-halving retrace historically brings Bitcoin down quite a bit, but the levels that we're looking at for a potential retrace to happen in the next week would be 64,000, 59,000, and then 54,000. As of right now, we dropped down to 65, but this was just a flash down to shake paper hands, which you saw. It did the same thing when we touched 63,000. It dropped down to about 59. Then we touched 73,000, dropped down to about 65.8. Okay, so Bitcoin could very well hold its strength and not have a pre-halving retracement, but just in case it does, those are the levels to watch. As of right now, I want to explain what I'm looking at, what strategy I'm looking at into this. I ended up accumulating Bitcoin all the way right here, right? All the way right here, between 30 and 40,000. This is where I accumulated most, if not all, of my Bitcoin. If Bitcoin has the pre-halving retracement, I will be adding more, because this is just showing proof of trend. Bitcoin drops to 54,000, I'm loading up a ton of Bitcoin, probably doubling my position if possible. In other words, over the next week to 2 weeks, dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin on a potential retracement is something that I'm watching and then holding for between 200 to 400 days, which is when Bitcoin essentially reaches its all-time high historically after a halving. So I just want to put this on your radar, and I wanted to cover Bitcoin really quick and show you that, in my opinion, it's healthy, it's strong, it's doing extremely well, and I still stick to, by the end of the year, we see 140,000 on Bitcoin at least. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What are your price targets on Bitcoin? Drop them in the comments. And if you're new here, make sure to come subscribe to the channel. We usually have the webcam on. We give daily updates on the stock market as well as crypto day in and day out. Oh, and one more thing, if you're sticking around this long, here's this crypto portfolio worth about $1,000. I'll throw the entire $1,000 into whatever meme coin that gets the most likes in the comments section. That is it. I love you all. Come check the links under my videos. One of them is the Discord server. You guys won't regret it. Your grandfathered in at the price, and we're going to continue to grow as a YouTube channel and as a community as a whole. Also, if you want a ton of benefits, do it while the weekend's here. Sign up for Moomoo. It's the top link under the description of the video. These are the two most important links. And then, of course, if you want to support me, check out the merch, become a member of the channel, and follow me on Twitter. You guys can check those links out as well. I love you all. Lottery Stocks out.